Hello again, YouTube. How are you? So I'm going to make this video. I think it's a really good one to make. So I'm going to tell you about the ins and outs of organising your own protest. So how do you make a good protest for any event, whether it's the Jehovah's Witnesses or anything else? I'm going to tell you the things that I think about it. Certainly another person to ask would be Louise Good from the Kitty Kitten YouTube channel. She knows even more than me, but I'm going to tell you about my experience of being involved in it. I'm going to tell you about my experience of helping to run it on a day, and as I had the privilege to do, and I'm going to give you some advice on setting up your own event. So, number one, what do you need to do? Well, you need to tell people that there's an event, okay? In fact, the nicest way to do it is to ask people if they want an event. Once you've got sort of a rough idea that people are interested in it, they think it's a good idea, that's when you form your organising committee. Doesn't need to be too formal. You can do it through a Facebook Messenger chat group, and it's fairly simple to do it that way. Then you begin discussing, what are we protesting? Where are we protesting? When are we protesting? First couple of things that you'll want to do, which are really important, is find out the date of, let's say it's a Jehovah's Witness event, the date of the assembly you're protesting, or where it is you're going to be. Speak to the local police department, find out information, everything you can about the expectations that they have from you, what permits you may or may not need, and just really get in pleasant conversation with them, because they're going to be the guys who make your day go well or go poorly. Once you've spoken to the police, start advertising. As they say in the Bible, advertise, advertise, advertise. Advertise your event. Tell people in every Facebook group. Get people going. Set it up so it's one of those campaigns where it says, I'm definitely going, maybe going, I'm interested in going, or I can't go. Get people clicking. Tell them about it. The other thing I would do is I would have a hook. And what I mean by this is, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to tell people, hey, I'm going to have a protest and I want you to come along, because people think, well, why would I want to do that? Boring. The other thing, it's a bit like that voting for a third political party thing. I'd love to vote for you, but I can't vote for you until someone else does. So no one votes for you. What you want to do is give them a reason to vote. Give them a reason to come. Make something fun. Tell them about a unique thing that you'll do. Now, we had Netflix coming to us at the London XL, who were making a documentary, which was awesome. We had a lot of media attention, although, in fairness, some of that didn't pan out, because the media are very difficult to get pinned down. But whatever your hook is, whether it was the brilliant guy from Scotland who came up and was giving away balloons with JW Facts on, whether it was, or Be Courageous and go to JW Facts, whether it was something as simple as that, make a hook, make it fun. Don't be preachy. Now this is going to be the cautious bit I need to talk to you about. A lot of Jehovah's Witnesses, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, we are an individualistic bunch. So there's going to be people who are going to come to your event who are determined to do things their way because they think their way is great. Now it's going to be up to you to decide how you're going to deal with that. My attitude has always been, if you get 100%, here's 100% of your goals that you want to achieve at the start of an event. If you achieve 75% of them, but 25% failed for whatever reason, it's a great success. Be happy with your B+ or B-, and be happy. Go home. If those people's behavior or the things they want to do are going to interfere with your goals, then you need to deal with that politely but fairly professionally. So if someone says they're going to, say you're outside an assembly and someone says, great, we're going to come along and we're going to sneak into the assembly, and that's not your thing, well, tell them, no, I'm sorry, you're not going to do that. Not as part of my protest. But thank you very much for your interest, and I hope we can work together again. Because it's important that you have, whatever your goals are, that you stick to your goals as closely as possible. How do you treat people on the day? Well, that's difficult. Politely is the answer. Doesn't matter who comes, deal with them politely. What you'll find very often is that people who come to protests in the ex-JW community, it's a big community, but a lot of us have all talked to each other. So if I go to an event, there's bound to be 2 people who hate me. If somebody else goes to an event, there might be 2 people who think he's a bit creepy, or 10 people who think she's a bit nuts. And that's okay, because what will generally happen, and this is the good thing, what will generally happen is those people will self-select by separating themselves along the lines of the protest. And that's brilliant, because you're not their parent. You're not here to deal with their problems forever, and you're certainly not here to allow them to get one over, to carry on an argument, to finish an argument, or to just hijack your event to get the moral high ground over another person about something that really is, as I've said before, is often so petty that I'd be embarrassed about my 7-year-old son getting involved in it. So that's very important. What do you do with security? Well, security is a brilliant thing. I'm going to tell you, security is a wonderful thing. Security is your friend. So are the police. Liaise with them really closely. On the Saturday, what I did with security is I went up to them and I said, guys, it's my goal here to make sure you don't have to do your job. I introduced myself, I told them my name, I said what we were doing. They knew all this stuff again, but I wanted them to know that we were doing this professionally. So I just repeated all the same things so that they were aware that, you know, we were laser focused on what we were up for. I said, I don't want you to do your job. So if anyone is behaving in a manner that you find unacceptable, remember it was private ground that we were on, they could have kicked us off at any point. If anyone is behaving in a manner that you're not happy with, come to me and I will speak to them first. If they don't listen to me, then by all means remove them. By doing that, they were very happy with that, obviously. They said, suits us. They just stood and watched and occasionally pointed to me, and I went and spoke to someone. But by doing that, it meant that there was never any confrontation. People who were coming to the event were a bit nervous, I think, of security, a lot of people. And we kept repeating, the security are here for us. It's brilliant. Don't worry about it. The Jehovah's Witness leaders were there looking glum and grumpy, and we were happy and smiling. When we were in Warwick, the police were called on us many times by Jehovah's Witnesses. And in fact by one ex-Jehovah's Witness. Every single time that they came, we clapped them, we waved, we shook their hands, we thanked them for coming, so that when the police came and when the police left, they knew who their friends were. They knew whose side we were on. It's important that you remember that that can make or break your protest. And your protest can be brilliant. What about interacting with the Jehovah's Witnesses? Well, this wasn't officially a part of the policy, but it's certainly what I asked people to do. I said, please don't catcall anyone. Please don't shout out. Certainly don't be rude. If people come across and discuss things with you, by all means, get into it. But and you don't have to pull your punches. You don't have to say, oh, well, it's your opinion. And, you know, I was very, I'm going to say I was very harsh on 3 African ladies who tried to preach to me that it was the truth. I was very harsh on them. But I tried to do it in a polite and respectful way, and, you know, no one complained about it, certainly not them. But the point is, I tried to say, listen, we're not here to shout and jeer, we're here to laugh and smile and say, guys, you want to be on this side. And let me tell you, I was high-fiving a study on the Saturday who was telling me how bored he was in there. Another guy told us who was disfellowshipped and was coming back, he wanted to be on our side. So when you bear in mind those kind of things, you can really start to see the benefits of having a well-organized, well-disciplined protest. The most important thing for me is stick to your goals, but don't expect to achieve all your goals. Ask for money for your protest. No one can run these protests for free. They cost a fortune. Well, not a fortune, but they certainly cost a bit of money. Try to bring people from abroad to make it an international affair. Don't worry about it. You know, if you ask nicely and you tell people why, money will usually come. It can be a fantastic event. Set up a GoFundMe, tell people, get the word out, advertise the news of your protest. And hopefully, I mean, they're doing this in Melbourne, and I look very much forward to being a part of it if I'm able. And I hope that if you've watched this, you'll see it and you'll think, yeah, you know what, that doesn't sound too hard, because it's really not. And it can be super fun and achieve so much. And I hope you do it, and I hope this gives you some encouragement. Thanks very much, guys. Bye-bye.